It's one of those great days at a pennant race. Not only that, there's a great giveaway as well. The backpack cooler, thanks to the good folks at Fontes. Yeah, it's a beauty as kids get ready to go back to school, or for some kids who already are back at school. It's Weekends with Schmidt, presented by Acme Markets. And don't forget, NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the authentic fan, presents the final game between the Cubs and the Phillies. All right, so last night the Atlanta Braves and the Washington Nationals both pulled out late victories. So the Braves are sitting 3 games ahead of the Phillies, and the Nationals are 4.5 games behind the Phils for second place. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis and Mike Schmidt. We've got a great pitching matchup today. Again, this is pennant race baseball. The Cubs obviously involved in one in the National League Central. They're 4.5 games up. They have John Lester today. We'll talk about him in just a little bit. But, Michael, let's talk about Aaron Nola. It's hard to keep talking about Aaron because we keep piling on how good he's been, but he really has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball.
I agree, Tommy. Obviously one of the top 3 candidates for the Cy Young in the National League. I think some MVP consideration, if not a lot of MVP consideration. Here you're going to see some highlights of his last start. It's against the Washington Nationals. Lethal stuff, changeup, fastball that runs away in the low 90s to mid 90s. Nasty curveball, probably one of the lowest batting average against pitches in the National League. Aaron Nola. What a breath of fresh air to have him on our team. 7-0 in games he's pitched after a loss. That's heavyweight right there. So he's pitching against a good one today, and I look forward to watching Aaron Nola pitch, as everybody does. Nothing bothers him. He's a cool customer.
Well, he's gotten Scherzer the last 2 times against the Nationals, so now it seems only poetic that he has John Lester today against the Cubs, because Lester's been one of the Cubs' best pitchers all season long. I know he struggled since the All-Star break, but his last handful of starts have been very good.
Hey, his last 3 starts, he has been excellent, but it has been somewhat of a struggle for John Lester since the All-Star break. One thing I'd like for the Phillies to do today is just eliminate one side of the plate until they get to 2 strikes. What we saw Jose Quintana do on Friday night is he really dominated the inside part of the plate to righties. I look for John Lester to do that today with that good 4-seam fastball in and also the cutter in. They have to eliminate one side of the plate. You just can't give him both sides of the plate. He is just too good for that.
All right, so before the All-Star break, 19 games, he hit a 2.58 ERA. He made the All-Star team, but he hit some speed bumps after the All-Star break. It seems like he has gotten through, whether it's a dead arm, whether it's a battle of command, because he's 2-0. His team is 3-0 in their last 3 starts. So he goes today against Aaron Nola. The final game of this 3-game series, the Phils looking to win a series, which has been hard to come by. 28th start for both of these pitchers. We'll get to lineups at first pitch when we return to Philadelphia. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Toyota, the national clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross, live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. They're calling NOLA Day. That's right. Every time he starts for the remainder of the year, they're going to promote it as NOLA Day. And why not? He's had such a spectacular year. He comes in with the second most wins in the National League, signing some autographs for young Lee Forsyth out on the mound today as part of the starting 9. Each and every Sunday, random kids are selected to go out on the field to get an autograph from their favorite Philly player. Let's take a look at the Cubs lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, it's Murphy again, and then Baez and Rizzo. And Chris Bryant, today he plays right field, but he's coming off a game in which he had 2 hits in last night's ball game. It's the 28th start for him out in right field. He has a great quote about it, too, which we'll get to in just a little bit. They will face the right-hander from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 25 years old. His ERA 2.10, which is second best behind Jacob deGrom of the New York Mets. 177 strikeouts, 176 innings of work, and he's just been the workhorse, Ben, that everybody that was around him when he was drafted had kept their fingers crossed that he would be when his major league career got underway. You're absolutely right, T-Mac. He's been so good, especially here at home. He'll sit about 92, 93, has the ability to bump it up to 95 at times. Very good changeup, and of course, what I think one of the best curveballs in all of baseball. Time now for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And the lowest single season ERA since 1913. We touched on this during his last start. He's on the same list as Grover Cleveland Alexander and the greatest left-handed pitcher in Phillies history, Steve Carlton. Don't forget Epirixie, though, too, guys. 1916 is ERA 1.85. That's incredible. So he's just finishing up his warm-up tosses. Not that this is a must-win for the Phillies, but they got their ace on the mound facing the ace of the Chicago Cubs, the full season ace of the Chicago Cubs. And it's also a very nice afternoon for some baseball.
I don't know about that, Tommy. A must-win. I think they should play. Not that they don't, but I mean, the intensity of we have to win this game, every game.
Yeah, I do think they're getting to that point.
So I'm like single elimination. You know, it's over if we don't win today. Not to put more pressure on themselves, but just tighten up the concentration, the sense of staying 1 run ahead. I keep harping on this whole thing: make contact, move runners.
Yeah.
But that's just truly how I feel.
Well, Daniel Murphy will lead things off. Murphy 3 for 9 so far in this series with a run scored and a double. And the first pitch on this Sunday afternoon is in the air to center field. Playable for Roman Quinn. Not surprising that Murphy went after the first pitch, because that's really been what we've seen against Nola as he's emerged this year. They're trying to get to him early in a count so there's no curveballs that they have to deal with.
Good idea. That's the way I'd do it. I don't want any part of that curveball. I'm sure we're going to see a couple against Mr. Baez.
Yes, sir. Baez is 5 for 10 in this series. Overall, he's only gotten 2 at-bats against Nola in his career. He is 0 for 2 in those 2 ABs with an RBI. Got a fastball outside, 1-0. We'll keep tabs on what's going on around the East. Milwaukee and Washington are underway down in D.C. Pittsburgh and Atlanta not underway yet in Atlanta. On the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, we need that pitch. It's good to see that borderline outside corner runner that runs back over the plate. That's one we need.
Baez 29 home runs, 99 runs batted in this year. Swing and a miss. 3 straight fastballs to Baez.
Got a little giddy. That's at 95 I was talking about.
Here we go. Cubs middle infielders with 29 or more home runs. He's on the same list as 3 Hall of Famers: Rogers Hornsby, Ernie Banks, and Rhino. Swing and a miss. He got him with a slow curve. 2 outs here in the first. And Anthony Rizzo is coming up. That's straight abuse. That is
He speeds you up with that good fastball, the outside corner, and then drops Uncle Charlie on you.
That's a really good hitter right there, and he missed that ball by 1.5 feet.
Yep.
It just goes to show you those two 94, 95 mile an hour fastballs on the outside corner. And right when Nola lets it go, you kind of read that same pitch, and then, oops, it's a curve.
Rizzo in the series 1 for 9. He has 1 hit against Nola, and that 1 hit is a home run. Aaron, in his last outing, did not get a decision in a 5-4 loss to Washington. That was one of those tough losses that we've talked about that the Phillies have had this year. There's been about a dozen that have really been difficult to swallow, whether it be because they've had a lead or he's had a lead in the game. Two balls, no strikes. And a curveball. I'm not sure where that was. Mark Rippinger, I guess, thought it was low. In 3-0. And a changeup ball 4, so a 2-out walk.
Boy, that's a tight strike zone right there all of a sudden.
Yeah, it wasn't for the second batter of the game. Well, now Chris Bryant. Bryant hitting .279. He was 2 for 4 in last night's game. Mark Rippinger is behind home plate. Doug Eddings at first. Joe West, we'll get to Joe in a little bit, at second, and Marty Foster at third.
Does that Joe thing have anything to do with the foreign
yes.
Subject?
Yes,
foreign
sir.
object?
We put our investigative reporter on the whole topic. Curveball. Joe told our investigative reporter Ben Davis what today, Ben?
He said that the league said that it was okay. They just basically did not inform the umpires about it. And it's just a lack of communication. And today they said they made it known to all the umpires that it is allowed to use the cheat sheet.
No balls, 1 strike to Chris Bryant. Now, here's the thing. This is what happened last night. Joe West saw that Austin Davis was taking a peek at a cheat sheet that Austin has put together with the R&D help for the folks that are running the Phillies statistics. Put it right in his back pocket and said, no, no, no.
So many funny things about that.
Curveball.
Joe, really quick before you take it, let me just take one last look at it. Just for this hitter.
Now, here's the thing. Joe West has umpired behind home plate in another series with Austin Davis on the mound. Austin uses it every time he's out on the mound, so he's seen it before.
He said technically, it being a foreign substance, foreign object, right. He said technically I should have thrown him out of the game.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
He said I just couldn't do that to the young man.
0-2 pitch. Fastball fouled back.
He can put it in his Joe West.
There's Austin.
Joe West collection.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a big one. No balls and 2 strikes to Chris Bryant here in the top of the first. Breaking ball fouled back. Time now for our Geico quote of the day. Chris Bryant on the Cubs' success. I just think we've been a team that performs well in August and September when it really matters. It seems like we get better when the rest of the league is feeling a little tired or hitting a low point in their season. I guess it's showing right now. Well, 19 wins since the 1st of August. It is showing.
I'll tell you what, Bryant had a hell of a swing to that last curveball.
He did. Quick throw over.
Well, not many guys have hang in there that well on that curveball and get that kind of a swing at it.
Joe Madden, 174 and 90 after the All-Star break since 2015, which is the best winning percentage in baseball. They've also had really good teams since that point.
Yeah.
A little high with the fastball, 1-2. What do you think Aaron's thinking right now? Is he thinking curveball again after throwing that up there?
Change up.
Hasn't thrown a changeup yet. And he does throw it against right-handers. Curveball swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the inning for Nola. 15 pitches gets him through the top of the first. No runs, no hits, and one man left. That's the second strikeout, winning the battle against Chris Bryant as we head to the bottom of the first. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, John Lester wasted no time. He's ready to go. So is Roman Quinn, digging in from the right side. Roman so far has a hit in this series and a run scored. He shows bunt, bunts it in the air, foul over the Phillies dugout, and it's 0-1. The Cubs were playing the corners in. I would assume they're going to stay in, which to me is an advantage for Roman. I mean, Anthony Rizzo is way in at first.
Wow. That's a strange defense right there.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Totally taking the bunt away from Roman.
But now they're in, so he can even slap it past them too.
Yeah, I would think.
Check swing, and it's 2-1.
Ooh, wow.
Doug Eddings, the first base umpire. Now the bunt attempt, it's not a bad idea. We've talked about this for years. John Lester has made throws to first base, but not consistently. He's just not very good at making throws to first. You don't see many pickoffs, if any, attempts, that is. It's one of the oddities. He's been such a good pitcher in his career. That one's out toward left field. On the runner, Schwarber. He can't get it. It's going to the wall. And Roman Quinn is at second. He's thinking 3. The throw to third is in time. That is the 11th outfield assist for Schwarber. I mean, it was an incredible throw.
Unbelievable throw.
And Roman, I guess, just trying to get something going early on in this ball game. Not supposed to make the first or third out at third, but that was an aggressive play.
It's understandable that he tries it, but he gets to second base.
That's why he did it right there, Ben, I bet, because of the bobble.
And it did take a perfect throw to get him, but it's the first inning. And that's another one of those mistakes that just can't happen. It can't happen. If you want to play in October, you can't make these mental mistakes. You can't.
Because the play's in front of you.
Plays in front of you.
Yeah. An incredible throw.
Well, there are a lot of people that would give him credit for hustle, trying to light a fire under the team. Can you imagine the cheers if he had been safe? You got to fight all that off and know if you're not 100% sure you can get to third base. Standing up, should be standing up with nobody out. Just put the brakes on at second.
And then let everybody else bring in.
2, 3, 4 coming up in the first inning.
0-2 pitch to Reese. Upstairs, 1-2. Well, Roman is credited with a double, so it's his 6th since being brought up.
About how hard he hit that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, that ball, Schwerber thought he had a beat on it. Ball got by him in a hurry.
He may not be the best defensive outfielder, but he's made up with it with these throws. I mean, 11 outfield assists. Foul tip. And Reese is struck out. 2 outs. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Bautista's coming up now. And then Carlos Santana back in the cleanup spot. Asdrubal, Scott Kingery, Pedro Flormon makes the start. Jorge Alfaro is back in the starting lineup with a 7-game hitting streak. And the numbers on Lester, he was going to be part of that conversation for the Cy Young after the first half of the season. Stumbled a little bit out of the gates in the second half as Bautista floats one into left, a base hit. A 2-out single now for Santana.
That's a good piece of hitting there by Bautista. And I think, and what I talked about in the open, that's exactly what happened right there with Bautista. You can't give John Lester both sides of the plate because he can command both sides of the plate. He's very good on pitches in to a righty. So if you're up there looking for a first pitch in and you get it, go ahead and have at it. But if you're looking for a pitch in and he throws you something away, doesn't mean you have to swing until you get to 2 strikes. Contreras is set up, fights it off, and muscles it into left field.
See, I hear what you're saying, but by the way, Bautista hit that ball. I thought he stands so close to the plate too. I think he probably was looking for anything, to tell you the truth, and kind of just spun on that inside pitch. He didn't hit it good. I mean, he got it down on the hands, but good to see. Aggressive first ball swinging.
Outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Santana probably thought that ball was unhittable. It was so far from him.
Yeah.
He called it a strike.
To right field, that'll be in for a base hit. Ryan plays it on a hop. So the third hit of the inning for the Phillies, and now is Drupal Cabrera's coming up.
Ooh, love that swing. A little tomahawk action there. That ball up in the strike zone, that's the way you have to hit it.
But again, another reason why you can't get thrown out of third base there. I hate to go back to it, but.
Well, it's lingering because they have a couple hits now, too. I mean, beyond the fact that you don't make the first out at third. Cabrera is 1 for 8 with a home run in this series. The home run was the game winner first night. Outside, 1-0. 8 for 32 against John Lester. With 2 doubles.
32 at bats. A lot of experience against him.
Yeah, he and Bautista are the leaders of the pack. Bautista had 65
at bats
coming in. Yeah.
Wow, American League.
Yeah, Blue Jays, Red Sox, or just matchups over the years. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cabrera.
There you go. Analytics. Bautista. 65 at bats. Put him in that 3-hole. Most experienced hitter we have against Lester.
5 home runs too.
Woo! Another reason.
Low it in. Two. Bautista at second, Santana at first. Lester has really good numbers against the Phillies and excellent numbers here at Citizens Bank Park. In fact, overall, he's 7-0 with a 1.64 ERA against the Phillies. That's the lowest ERA among active pitchers against the Phillies for one individual. He is 4-0 here at this ballpark with an earned run average of 1.29. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Cabrera fouls it again. Remains 2-2.
If anything, you get that pitch count up a little bit on a hot day.
Another foul ball. Some deflections going on behind home plate.
Lester just touched the top of his cap and looked at Contreras, and Contreras nodded his head back at him. I wonder if they're switching up signs, or maybe that's a go-to for a certain pitch.
Just to kind of throw off Bautista if they think Bautista's giving signs.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. Got it with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. First strikeout for Lester. No runs, 3 hits, 2 men left. Schwarber's defensive play helps the Cubs along. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, there's been an exchange of baseballs already. Schwarber asked for Nola to throw the first baseball out. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled. It's 0-1. Schwarber 239, 24 home runs, 56 runs batted in. He was 1 for 3 in yesterday's ball game with a triple.
Big one.
2 RBIs went off the top of the State Farm sign. Fastball runs high, 1-1. See the way the Phillies have the defense aligned with Schwarber up. Balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. He got it with a 91 mile an hour fastball. 3rd strikeout for Nola. Wilson Contreras is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murphy.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, by the magic of T-shirts and beads, the sections 108 and 109 today have transformed into, well, Nola's French Quarter. Take a look.
Very cool.
This gang is having a lot of fun as they root on Aaron Nola. The Phillies announcing earlier this week that he was going to make the start at home, and why not? 9-0 at home with an ERA under 2. The Phillies have won 12 of his 13 starts at home. So why not try to get him an additional home start, Tom? And I know you and I sat down today, a little bit of an exercise to figure out, well, how many more home starts is he going to get? Because this is going to allow him to pitch a little bit more here at Citizens Bank Park. And when he does, the French Quarter will be here.
Yes.
So that's good news. Why don't you take us through what we think might happen going forward with the home start?
Well, the way it looks right now, and obviously things could change, is that they wanted to match him up also against the Atlanta Braves in the 2 series that the Phillies will face the Braves. So we've popped Aaron's head on what we project to be his starts counting today for the rest of the year. It includes this Friday in New York, and then at home against the Nationals on the 12th, at home against the Mets on the 18th, and then the Braves on the 23rd and the Braves on the 28th. So he gets the starts at home, but he also gets the starts against the Atlanta Braves. Swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts for Nola. Yeah, there are 2 outs here in the 2nd. And if there's a postseason, depending on where the Phillies are, wild card, opening divisional series, he's going to get the ball game 1. At least it seems that way, the way things are structured right now.
Well, you want your #1 guy getting the ball as much as possible. And I know there was some questions about how many innings he was going to eat up this season. He's eaten up a lot of innings, but they need him if they want to get in October.
You said he surpassed last year's innings?
Surpassed last year's innings, so he's at 177 now and 2/3, which they expected he would surpass it. But this home stuff, Murph, has always been a big thing for Aaron Nola.
You know, Tom, it really has. You look at his numbers this year at home, and they're just remarkable. You know, best winning percentage in the major leagues at home. But it goes back to his college days when he was pitching at LSU. How about this? In his entire LSU career, he only lost 3 games at home in LSU, and they were all his freshman year. So there's something about home cooking for Aaron Nola, and he certainly enjoys it. Let me tell you one other thing. My man over here, Jack, who's sitting over here in the French Quarter, he flew up from Louisiana this weekend for this game to be a part of the French Quarter. He's going to watch the LSU game later on tonight, right, versus Miami. And, well, you know what? The French Quarter, as expected, it's purple, and it's a lot of fun, guys.
Yes, it's very cool. Yeah. Really novel idea. I love the T-shirts. We've been showing the T-shirts off the last couple of days. And That's the area, as Murph said, section 108, 109. No balls and 2 strikes to Ian Happ. Aaron has his signs. And a fastball on the outside corner. He just struck out the side. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Aaron Nola. Well, he is certainly answering the bell here this afternoon for the Phillies. And the French quarter, well, they feel pretty good about it too. Man, he's got pinpoint accuracy with all of his pitches. We'll head to the bottom of the second here in Philly. For a 2019 season ticket plan. As an added bonus, 2019 season ticket deposit accounts will receive 18 postseason ticket access. Call 215-463-5000 or go to Phillies.com/season deposits for information. As we start the bottom of the second, Scott Kingery starting at shortstop today. There's going to be a lot of matching up as the year goes on. This is, according to Gabe, this combination of Kingery and Cabrera, shortstop third, is what he feels is the better defensive combination at the left side. Nice play by the youngster. He doesn't seem happy about it, but it was a nice play anyway.
Well, I agree with that. Especially against left-handed pitching, I just don't know how you can sit the potential of Michael Franco to bust open a ball game on the bench. Again, that's just my feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of people that would go along with what you're saying on that, Michael.
You know, he had a rough night last night, I know. That can't be a reason that you would say, you know, well, he didn't look well last night, so go with somebody else today.
This is, I mean, this is the combination that we've seen since Cabrera was acquired. And a strike 3 called. 3 strikeouts for Lester. And Pedro Florimon is coming up. Thursday, it's football night in Philadelphia, starting at 3. Kick off the Eagles season at Xfinity Live. There will be loads of freebies, live broadcasts, and giveaways just for our authentic fans, including a chance to win a commemorative Super Bowl 52 football and a chance to tour the NBC Sports Sunday Night Football bus. Florimo takes wide. Pedro starting for Cesar Hernandez today at second. Part of that is it's been a rough go for Cesar. 2 for 19 on this homestand. Florimo just off the disabled list. He had a horrific injury earlier this season. I don't think anybody who had said earlier this year that he'd be done would have been wrong in thinking that. It was a right foot fracture at Dodger Stadium on the 29th of May. And it was ugly. And scary, too. Swing and a miss. 2 outs.
Been writing that letter a lot lately.
The K?
Yeah.
9.
We're just not.
9 in the game.
We're not putting all backwards. We're going frontwards and backwards here.
Both teams have 9.
Unless we're going with a curveball there. Throws that curveball about 16% of the time. But you're right, Michael. We're through an inning and 2/3, and we have 9 strikeouts.
Phillies just asked for Lester to throw that baseball away. Contreras threw it over to the Cubs dugout instead of the Phillies dugout.
A little game within the game.
I would think so. Normally, if as everybody probably knows from watching games, the ball usually goes to the home dugout. If it's being thrown out to the home team's bat boy, who will then either throw it into a bucket or give it to the authenticator. In this case, Contreras threw it over to the Cubs dugout.
Yeah, one thing Major League Baseball is not lacking is the supply of baseballs.
No, they have a lot of them. A lot of baseballs.
Still made in Haiti, huh?
I don't know. Are they still made there? I don't know where they're made. Good question.
I don't have my ball with me for some odd reason.
Sharply to short, and Baez throws out Jorge Alfaro. 12-pitch inning for John Lester. On to the third we go. Phillies nothing, Cubs nothing. trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer, guys, in the subject line. The question is, which 3 pitchers tied for the National League lead with 38 starts in 1980? 38 starts in 1980. Oh, you thought last night's was easy, did you?
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
That might be answerable. Ben's writing it down already.
He's got one of them. That is correct, by the way, Ben.
Thank you.
John Lester leads it off. Foul tip, 0-1. Curveball, 0-2. And strike 3 call. That is number 6 already for Aaron. He's retired. The last 5 hitters on strikeouts. In fact, the last 6 outs recorded have been strikeouts. I don't know. He's just remarkable. I mean, he really is.
He's turned. I mean, he really has. If he needs a punch out, he can go get one.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say he was necessarily that when he came to the big leagues.
I don't think he was. I agree with you. I think now he can do it, though, with 3 pitches, although we haven't seen changeup today. We've seen basically fastball, curveball. David Bodie's the hitter. Bodie 1 for 5 in the series with a double. Fastball in.
Looks to me like he's got 2 curveballs. One that breaks, like the first pitch to Bodie seemed to be like a breaking ball that didn't break as much as his strikeout curveball.
Paint. Absolute paint.
Now there's a guy, Nola, that you should get rid of one side of the plate. And I think with him, you've got to look away, outer third of the plate, and do the best you can with it.
You can hear Latch in the back of my head right there, T-Mac, screaming from the dugout. Didn't have to be.
Where was that? Some of the old sayings we used to have.
Curveball swung on and missed. There's the other curveball, Mike, that you were talking about. He's retired the last 6 hitters on strikeouts. The last 7 outs recorded have been strikeouts.
That knuckle curve. He can throw the one that goes straight down, or he can get around it a little bit more. There's the one that goes straight down. He can get around it as well and have a little bit more tilt on it.
Well, there are 2 outs now in the 3rd.
Best curveball you ever saw, Michael?
Nolan Ryan.
Really?
Dwight Gooden.
Oh, yeah, Dwight Gooden's was really good. Fastball at the knees to Murphy.
Now Don Sutton had a good one too, but it wasn't off of a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It wasn't. He had that Dodger curveball, where you can see him wrapping his hand like that.
Like Oral or Hershiser, same way.
Sutcliffe.
Yeah.
All out of the Dodger organization.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Murphy says, I'm going to end this streak. What's the major league?
It's
never mind. Let's wait and see what happens here to Murphy.
Off his foot.
just figured out who Murphy looks like in the face a little bit. Wade Boggs.
Yeah, a little bit.
See, you with me on that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Little dribbler up the third base line. Major League record is Tom Seaver with 10. And the 1-2 pitch in the air to right field. That ball is gone off the bat. And Daniel Murphy's just given the Cubs a 1-0 lead with his 9th home run of the year.
How about that at bat?
Well, he guessed right. He had a couple of squibers.
He's a perfect example of short, quick, and I'm going to make contact, and how the ball will still go. The ball still goes out of the ballpark. Sort of has that I refuse to strike out attitude.
I'm with you, Michael.
Here's the pitch sequence.
Fastball, fastball, fastball. Another one inside. It goes with a backdoor curveball. And the fastball up.
Bouncer out to shortstop. Kingery is up with it. And the inning is over. But the Cubs do strike first. They get a solo home run. Their first hit of the day off the bat of Daniel Murphy. We'll go to the bottom of the third. It's the Cubs 1 and the Phillies nothing. Noah leads off the bottom of the third. Phil's trail at 1-0 on the home run by Daniel Murphy. Barrett takes a strike. Before Murphy's home run, Nola had retired the last 6 hitters with strikeouts. The Phillies' record is 7, which was Steve Carlton. Now the last 7 outs were strikeouts, but there was a walk that was sandwiched there as well, as Nola goes down looking on 3 pitches. And 1 out. Phillies baseball is brought to you by the new Wheel of Fortune scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Used to love collecting those baseball helmets, the little ones, even the bigger ones. A lot of wiffle ball games with those helmets on. Here's Roman Quinn, who doubled his last time up and then was thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple.
It's incredible. You have Rizzo, Lester, and Bodie just lined up in a straight row across the diamond.
Now, are they in obviously for the bunt, but they also want to make sure Lester doesn't field it?
Right.
Just because he has trouble throwing?
But, I mean, to have Rizzo in that far, I mean, we know about Murphy and the problem he's had with his legs. I mean, Murphy has to go an awful long way to get to first base and beat Roman Quinn there.
0-2 pitch to Quinn outside. Corey Seidman put out a note before that the base running out in the first inning by Roman was the Phils' 30th this season. Their base running out, but it's the second fewest in baseball. They've done a really nice job with that, as Murphy tries to track it down and does. 2 outs, and Rhys Hoskins is coming up. I think a lot of that too is that Dusty Wathan's been so good over third base. You know, because that counts if you get a guy thrown out at home plate. He's been so good with his decision making.
Well, the one on Quinn, I guarantee you, Dusty had nothing to do with that. It was right in front of his.
Absolutely.
He was looking right at it and made the decision himself.
Dusty has been awesome at third base. Absolutely awesome.
Inside to Rhys, 1-0.
That's a cutter, right? Stays on the same plane. It's almost actually what a slider. They used to call that a slider. Slider changes levels. You know, it goes down about 2 or 3 inches generally, along with the cut. Cutter, it's like a fastball that just kind of moves like a slider, but not down.
Inside, 2-1.
Cutter's a pitch I'm glad they didn't have when I played.
Well, as you just alluded to, though, they might have it. They just called it the slider.
Well, the sliders I know of had some spin on them.
Yeah, so you can see it easier.
I would say that towards the end of my big league career is when the cutter really started to be very prevalent.
Huh. Is that coincidence? Toward the end of your big league career?
Probably the splitter as well, right?
No, the splitter was, I'd say the splitter was definitely more prevalent than the cutter.
Splitter, more commonly known when I played as a forkball.
Good swing there by Rhys. Lester challenged him. Rhys got a good one to hit.
Jester hat, somebody found it. It was in our office for a couple of days. Three balls and 2 strikes to Hoskins. And Rhys stays alive. Next time you're at the ballpark, make sure you download the Philadelphia Phillies app, the ballpark app. Give you a chance to find out where all the food is around the ballpark, where the beer is as well, where the spots are that you can get the sunscreen dispensers. Maybe if you're going to the help desk, you know where that is, behind home plate, all that and more. Live radio broadcast, stats, news. Download the MLB At Bat app today. There's a liner out to left. That'll drop for a hit. So Rhys is aboard.
Really good at bat there by Rhys. Really good. Everything was in until he got to that 3-2 pitch. Lester threw a ball away. He fouled it off and then got one more he could handle.
was a 7-pitch at bat for Reese. And here's Bautista with 2 outs and a runner at first.
What kind of cat and mouse game these guys play? 65 at bats against each other. Probably got him out with a little bit of everything, and he's probably hit a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mentioned 5 homers, but he's only hitting just over 210 against Lester. Spinner foul. It's 1-1. Mentioned the issues that Lester's had in his career throwing to first. It's very rare that he'll throw a pickoff over there. And when he does, it's extremely deliberate. Sometimes it's hard to break that habit, though, with a left-hander to take that half step back to the bag as he goes into his motion. 2-1. Balls, 1 strike.
Say what you want, Bautista has not been on a big league team for a while. I guess you know the reasons for that better than I do, but he brings some professionalism to the lineup.
Yeah, he missed the early part of the year because nobody signed him. Then he went to the Braves. They released him, went to the Mets. He was playing a lot for the Mets, but he does run some deep counts. He's lined out to center field, but it is right at Ian Happ. No runs, a hit, 1 man left. We'll head to the 4th in a 1-0 game. We go to the top of the 4th inning. The Phillies trail it 1-0 as Rizzo takes a strike. Rizzo walked his first time up. That one's out to right center field. On the run is Bautista, and it is gone. into the second row. So 2 solo home runs today for the Cubs. And now they lead at 2-0.
I think that was the first changeup that he's thrown today. Second changeup?
Second changeup.
Rizzo drilled it on out of here. Was up a hair. Well, that's a good shot of him just getting his foot down. When he got his foot down, his head did not move forward an inch.
Now Chris Bryant takes a strike. It's 0-1. Bryant struck out his first time up. Broke his bat. That's a base hit to left. So with nobody out, a runner at first, a run is in. Need furniture fast? WB Mason and the Han Now program deliver quality furniture at a great price. From workstations, desks, and tables to seating and storage. Outfit just one station or your entire office. Who but WB Mason?
Chris Bryant gets a lot of those kind of hits. That is a sign of good hitting, though. He's trying to cover the outside corner, and Nola throws the ball inside, and he stays closed on it, breaks his bat. Nothing like a bat going out with a base hit.
And now Schwarber. Schwarber struck out his first time up. Nola's allowed 2 home runs today. He hadn't allowed a home run since the 5th of August against the Marlins. And this is the first time this year he's allowed 2 home runs in a game. Curveball.
And that ball has got to get a piece of that plate going by there, doesn't it, Ben? Catcher catches it just off of his right knee.
I'm with you.
These guys know it's not where you catch it, it's where it crosses home plate.
No strikes to Schwarber.
Do you remind the umpire of that? Ben's got the square on his computer here, and that last curveball was in the square.
Well, that last fastball was probably just a hair off, but it was close too. Noah's allowed 3 hits so far, with nobody out here in the 4th inning. A runner at first.
Get a ball on the ground here, turn 2.
Swing and a miss. 93. It's 2-1. Nolan, his last outing, went 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. One of those runs was earned. The other one was unearned. In fact, it was the first time this year that Nola had allowed an unearned run. He and Schwarber came out of the draft together, the same drafts in 2014. Schwarber out of Indiana, Nola out of LSU. Schwarber was picked ahead of Aaron Nola, and certainly made an impact pretty quickly for the Cubs. Curveball low, 3-1.
I still think what he was able to do in the World Series a couple years ago was truly remarkable after missing so much time.
The knee injury.
Getting reinserted back in that lineup and I mean, immediate results. It's just not easy to do, especially on that stage.
Contreras on deck. Change up, 3-2.
That's where having that third pitch puts so much doubt in the hitter's mind. You had two pitch, obviously it's one or the other, but you add a third pitch, really some doubt really starts to creep in.
Today, 54% of the time he's thrown a four-seam fastball. He's only thrown a couple of changeups, 3 changeups actually now. The one to Schwarber in this at bat. Curveball swung on and missed. 8 strikeouts for Nola. He's gotten Schwarber twice.
They just can't take it. You know, it's out there, out over the plate, right in front of the plate, says, here, hit me, and then it isn't.
The rotation is just so tight. It has a rotation of a fastball. You just can't read any spin.
Well, now Wilson Contreras, he struck out his first time up. Outside.
I think just what makes Aaron's curveball so good is it just doesn't jump out of his hand. Usually you can pick a curveball up, you see that jump, initial jump, it goes straight up. Aaron doesn't have that. That's what makes that pitch so effective.
Curveball tapped, foul. Washington, the Brewers lead the Nationals 2-1. Pittsburgh and Atlanta will face off at 5 o'clock today. A 5 o'clock Sunday start. Holiday tomorrow, maybe.
Treating this like a Saturday, with Labor Day tomorrow.
1 ball, 1 strike. Off the hands, out towards shortstop. Kingree's got it to second for 1. Over to first, and it's in time.
Limited damage.
Yes, sir. 6-4-3 double play. A run scores on the home run by Rizzo. But then the Phil's middle infielders working together for the first time in a while. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Ball is brought to you by your local Chevrolet dealers and by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. Cubs have 2 solo home runs today. They lead it 2-0. It's the first time Nola's given up 2 home runs in a game in a year. Exactly a year. Been 31 starts. Carlos Santana takes strike 1. It's 0-1. Carlos singled his first time up. One of 4 hits for the Phillies. That curveball got away.
Helicopter.
Three balls, 1 strike to Santana.
I would think Santana has a pretty good resume with
5 for 16 now with the base hit before.
See that he asked him if it was a strike.
Yeah, he swung at it.
Hope he didn't hurt his shoulder on that swing.
It does seem like he's stretching it out a little bit. Three balls and 2 strikes to Santana. And he pulls that one toward third. Backhanded by Bodie. And 1 out. Cabrera's coming up. Let's check in with Murph. Murph?
All right, thanks a lot, Tom. Well, after this game, the Phils, of course, heading out on a road trip to Miami and New York, and that guy, Jared Eickhoff, is expected to be on the active roster sometime early this week. He obviously had been working back from the 60-day DL with that lat strain and some other issues. But he is feeling healthy. He has pitched 6 starts down at the AAA level during his rehab assignment. He's reported that he feels really good, feels really strong and healthy. They expect that Eickhoff will work out of the bullpen for to start now that the rosters have expanded. So he will not be a starter right off the bat. But Gabe Kapler did say yesterday that it's not to say that he won't get a spot start in September if they need it. But right now, more of a long relief role out of the bullpen for Jared Eickhoff, but it could be as early as tomorrow that he gets reinstated.
Yeah, just trying to keep him stretched out in case they do need him for one of those spot starts. They're trying not to disrupt the Lehigh Valley rotation too much because they're in the postseason. Lehigh Valley 83-55, franchise record with 28 games above 500. But a remarkable year. A lot of veterans down on that team, but the pitching staff has a lot of young guys. De Los Santos to Ranger Suarez to Cole Urban. 2-1 pitch to Cabrera, and he fouls it 2-2. They just added South Jersey's Jeff Singer for the postseason, lefty reliever. A remarkable story. Inside. There's a line drive base hit into left center field. Baez tried to knock it down with his bare hands, or at least to make it seem like he was going to. So Cabrera is aboard with 1 out, and Kingery is coming up.
I would have taken his hand off.
Yeah, it may have.
That ball was scorched.
Sure was. 3-2 low fastball. Nice at bat by his dribble.
He went down and got it. Must have hit a sprinkler head or something out there. You see the way that ball kicked up?
Well, Kingery went down looking his last time up. That one's looped out to left center, and that'll drop for a base hit. Phillies have runners on first and second base with 1 man down. Baez is a little slow to get up. He's fine, he just said.
Yeah, we need to take advantage of a couple of these balls that are dropping in like this.
Just
Game
beyond
of
his
inches.
glove, yeah.
Yeah. That big 1 out knock here. A little bit of a rally, Ben.
Keep the line moving.
Floor mode struck out his last time up. Lester averages about 3 walks per 9, a little more than 3 walks per 9. Today, he hasn't walked anybody. He has the 5 strikeouts. No balls and 2 strikes to Foreman. Contreras giving him a little extra time.
Want to use that bats here where you got to get down in there with it. Try to put that ball in play. Put some heat on these guys. Make them have to field the ball with 2 men on base. Uh-oh, watch where this ball goes.
It goes right back to the umpire.
Joe West was waiting on something there. According to the Cubs dugout, he might have called for that ball.
Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts. And Alfaro's coming up. Phillies, after this road trip, will see the Washington Nationals again for a 3-game series. All 3 games are at 7:05. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Nats are currently leading the Brewers 4-2 in the 4th inning of their ball game. Everybody on the infield comes in for this chat.
Cost him a visit. They only have 5 left.
Lester, he's labored with the number of pitches that he's thrown today. He has 6 strikeouts. He has scattered 6 hits.
Well, that infield couldn't be any more straight away. Look at that hole up the middle.
Yeah, the Cubs don't shift as much as they used to. Some guys they do. Although in this day and age, the fact that Alfaro hit one to shortstop his last time up doesn't always mean that's where he's going, because he does spray the ball the other way from time to time.
I think that meeting was about Nola being on deck with 2 men on.
Just a reminder of that.
Well, and a man that can beat you, beat you with one swing for sure right here.
0-2.
First pitch was a ball outside, but he called it a strike. Funny how things change with that theory when the hitter that they're worried about gets to 0-2.
Runners lead off, and the 0-2 pitch to Alfaro. Up high, 1-2. Doesn't jump at it.
It's funny in baseball how very, very seldom, for a couple of exceptions that I know of, would you walk a hitter with men on first and second.
Yeah, if it was second and third, you would do it.
Wouldn't this be a case right here where you'd have to consider it
I
very
think,
seriously?
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so, definitely. One ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Then the other thought I have on this at bat right here is Alfaro should expand his strike zone, his hitting zone a little bit because of that. You know what I mean? I mean, if there's a ball he thinks he can hit, but it might be a ball. I'd like to see him get that bat moving.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Bouncer back toward the middle. Murphy backhands, and everybody is safe. The bases are loaded. It's an infield hit for Alfaro. Yeah, that'll bring Nola up.
Murphy's range is limited, but he does a nice job at just keeping this ball in the infield, and that's his only objective. Knock it down somehow, some way. Jersey's going to beat that at first. Safe all the way around, and Aaron has a chance to help himself here.
Nola with 3 hits on the year, including a 2-run double down the right field line against the Mets earlier this season at Citi Field. That accounted for the only runs for the Phils in that game. So Alfaro's at first, Kingree's at second, Cabrera's at third in a 2-0 game. And a bouncer left side. Bodie's got it, and he'll go to first. And the inning is over. Phillies leave him loaded. They've left 6 through the first 4. We'll head to the 5th in a 2-0 Cubs lead. Make sure to make your way down to Citizens Bank Park as the pennant race heats up. Mark your calendars. The season concludes with the Atlanta Braves. The final series, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, here at the ballpark. Visit Phillies.com to get your tickets. Phillies trail at 2-0. They have 7 hits so far through the first 4. They have left 6. As Ian Happ will lead things off here in the 5th inning. Last night, Happ provided us with our home run replay.
He got a slider here off Eddie Ramos, and you see out in front, but just kept his hands back enough. Shoot it in the seats in right field. Your home run replay brought to you by Giant.
All right, so the Phillies guys have had plenty of base runners today. They just are lacking that key hit.
Had 3 hits in 2 different innings and have not scored.
That's remarkable.
One of them was a double.
Yeah, Roman Quinn outstretching that double into a triple in the first. So Nola will face the bottom of the order. Happ, Lester, and Bodie. And a curveball flies. It's 1-0. Happ struck out his first time up. One of 8 strikeouts today for Nola. He has struck out at least 8 in the last 4 games. He has at least 8 strikeouts in 10 different games, actually 11 counting today. The 1-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Seems he's a little late on this fastball.
A little bit. Let's see what he does here. If maybe he moves the fastball up or down in the zone. It looks like it'll be curveball. It is in the dirt. Curveball swung on and missed. That's 9 strikeouts for Nola. 13 outs recorded. 9 have been strikeouts.
That may have been the worst one he's thrown.
Yeah, that hung a little bit, right?
I mean, but when you're as good as Aaron Nola, you can get away with that time to time.
Ball in there, 0-1. Phillies on the top of the order due up against Lester in the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's cold right there. Lester's up there thinking, what'd I do to you?
He can swing a little bit.
Yeah, he's gotten better and better, I think, as he's played more in the National League. And a strike 3 called, number 10. It's the 6th 10 strikeout game of the year for Aaron Nola.
What's your over and under on the strikeouts in this game? I got 16 tallied up so far. That's not my over and under. That's where we're at now.
Oh, for both? For both?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're making a mid-game bet. Bodie struck out his first time up.
Go in the sweet level?
It did. It bounced and hit a gentleman in the back of the top part of his back. Another gentleman picked it up and handed it to him, but he said, no, it's okay, and he gave it to a young lady.
Nice.
There's a strike, 0-2.
So frustrating as a hitter. When you get a fastball down the middle and you're looking for something else. Oh, why did I take that?
Why do you take it?
Always have to be ready for that fastball, but
This game is a microcosm of the changes in the generations of baseball.
0-2 pitch. Little dribbler, foul.
I found that I took more fastballs against guys with good curveballs because I wasn't a good curveball hitter. I didn't hit pitches
either.
with depth. I did not hit pitches with depth. Split fingers, curveballs, anything with lateral movement like a slider I'd be okay with. But I found myself looking for that curveball as opposed to hitting the fastball and hitting off that. And I'd take a fastball because I find myself looking for the curveball.
Why would you look for it if you can't hit it?
That's what.
Mike should have been around when Ben played. You could have whispered that in his ear. Again, the 0-2 pitch coming. That one's to the right side. Big hop for Santana. 1-2-3, fifth inning for Nola. Cubs go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Top of the order due up for the Phils when we return. Well, Roman Quinn will lead it off. Roman is 1 for 2. He doubled to start the bottom of the first inning. They're now trying to stretch that to a triple. Also popped out. And he floats that one out to center field. Playable for Ian Happ. One pitch, one away here in the fifth. Time now for our Citizens Bank Minor League Report. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Joey Meneses helped Lehigh Valley defeat Rochester 2-1 yesterday. Reading Titans lost to Trenton 3-0. Jose Pujols with 2 hits. Clearwater defeated Fort Myers 5-2. They get ready for the postseason. So does Lakewood. They defeated Delmarva 8-7. Rodolfo Duran 4 hits, 4 runs scored. Don't forget you can check out the website for the Iron Pigs, for the Blue Claws, and for the Clearwater Threshers to check out the upcoming playoff schedule. Iron Pigs will host games 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 if necessary in the first round beginning Friday night. It's Saturday night 6:35. Game 5 Sunday 5:35. IronPigsBaseball.com is where you can purchase your tickets. There's fireworks after each of those games, too. It's always a nice draw.
Should mention Joe Jordan and his staff.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Scouts.
Yep.
They've turned that minor league system, player development area of the Phillies into possibly one of the best in baseball.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, Johnny Almaraz and his scouting crew. 2-1 to Hoskins. They play Hoskins to pull. 3-1. There's the alignment defensively for the Cubs.
Straight away in the outfield and the pull in the infield. That's pretty standard for a right-handed power hitter.
There's a strike, 3-2.
Backdoor cutter, 3-1.
Yeah, you give up on that when it leaves his hand.
Broken back ground ball to shortstop, cut off by Bodie. And he throws out Hoskins. So 5-3 on the put out there. Here's Bautista.
Good play there.
Yeah, good play by Bodie. He had Baez backing him up on that, but the old saying, third baseman should take whatever he can get. I don't know where that came from, but that's what they used to say.
Did Larry Bowa like it when you did that to him?
Actually, yes. I guess you're running toward first base and you end up with a shorter throw.
He had more momentum, I think, going in that direction.
Bautista takes strike one. Fly ball right center field. Pap will cross over into the alleyway and get there. That's probably the easiest inning since the second for John Lester as he sets the Phillies down 1-2-3. We go to the sixth inning in this pitcher's duel. Cubs up 2-0. Cross Fearless Philly of the Week is putting together a very solid second half of the campaign and has posted his third straight 20-plus home run season. Since the second week of July, Maikel Franco has provided plenty of production for the Phillies lineup, batting over 300 with runners in scoring position. Consistency at the plate and clutch hits will be the offense the Phils need in their push for the postseason. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Phillies trail at 2-0. Maikel Franco not playing today. He's a bat off the bench for the Phils. Our Toyota turning point. Well, there have been 2 home runs today for the Cubs. The first one from Murphy.
Yep, a little high fastball, 2 strikes. Good at bat by Murphy. He gives you a lot of those. And the Rizzo got that short stroke, a lot like Murphy, tell you the truth, even though he's a big man, and he threw it out of the ballpark there in right center too, and those were the Toyota turning points. And as Ben said the other night, there should be some more turning points before this thing's over.
Let's hope so. Phillies down 2-0. Phillies have managed 7 hits against Lester. He's bent a little bit, but he hasn't broken. He is, well, he's John Lester. That ball's rolled to first. That's a fair ball. Santana will take it to the bag. 3 unassisted. And that'll bring Baez up. Baez is 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out.
That is a mark of a great pitcher also, that I think he's got great stuff today, but even with a couple of home runs, he's still kept the Phillies in the game.
Also shows you what the margin of error has been like since,
yes.
Well, really since the All-Star break for these pitchers. 0-1. It's slight, it really is, particularly at this point in the year. And if you're Nola, you've matched up against Scherzer twice. Now Lester
won that battle twice. Well, you wonder how Baez can cover that plate, right, from where he goes.
Not only can he cover it, he can drive it. I really think that's the biggest difference in him this season.
One and two.
Just enough of pull. Well, nobody could hit that pitch. I think sometimes you think you can hit a pitch, and then you realize after you swung at it, you can't.
Down the right field line. That's well hit. Bautista on the run. It is a foul ball.
Aaron tried to trick him. Baez is always ready for that fastball. I know Baez is having an unbelievable year, and possible MVP candidate, but in my opinion, the addition of Daniel Murphy lengthens this lineup so much, and he is my biggest fear in this lineup is Daniel Murphy. Still.
That ball is crushed. 3 solo home runs for the Cubs, and they lead it 3-0 here in the 6th. That's the 30th home run, 100th RBI for Javier Baez.
Well, Ben, what was our discussion topic that whole at bat? How does he reach that ball low and away? How does he reach that ball on the outside corner? He's so far away from it. And then we're going to come in.
Wow.
Now, hindsight's always 20/20.
No question, but when you get close to his body like that, he can get the meat of the bat to it, or at least hit the ball. I guess that fly ball down the right field line got him to throw the pitch inside. Credit Javier Baez, great young player.
I say he's always ready for that fastball. You just wonder why they didn't go back to the curveball after he looked so foolish on it.
Yeah, particularly in the first at bat when they got him swinging on it. Well, it ties a career high of home runs allowed by Aaron. 2015 against the Nats. No balls and 1 strike to Rizzo. He homered his last time up. Last time that Aaron allowed 3 runs in a game, and 3 runs is not a big deal. I mean, it really isn't. But July 24th, that was the last time. Curveball, 1-2. Another curveball hit foul.
You know what makes this lineup tough with the addition of Murphy is you go left, right, left, right, left, right, switch. You know, it's hard to pitch around somebody.
Well, the other thing too is that he looks so different when he first came off the DL. I mean, his knee was not right. It does seem right now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Anthony Rizzo, with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And ball 4, so Rizzo walks for the 2nd time. And Chris Bryant's coming up. January 23rd to the 27th of next year is Phillies Fantasy Camp. Call 610-520-3400 or feel free to go to PhilliesFantasyCamp.com for more information. You can join guys like Greg Luzinski, Matt Stairs, Charlie Manuel, Mickey Morandini, and more. It's located at the Carpenter Complex in Clearwater, Florida. Again, go to PhilliesFantasyCamp.com. That gentleman right there with the bicentennial hat, that's Warren Wolf, guys. 361 career high school football victories in the state of New Jersey. Is that incredible or what? At a brick high school. Got a bunch of folks here today enjoying today's ball game.
Did I hear that? Go Cubs.
Well, I guess he's been a Cubs fan for a long time. Got the Cabana Man there too.
A lot of victories.
A lot of victories.
Did they lose any games?
Not when my high school played them. But yeah, 122. At one point, he had the 3rd most wins in the nation for a football coach. There's Chris Bryant, who takes high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Bryant struck out in the 1st inning, singled in the 4th. As Victor Arano starts to loosen up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oh, there you go, Ben. 1-0 pitch, and it's a curveball that broke 6 feet, and he swung it.
Yep.
What are the odds of him hitting that ball for a base hit or a line drive?
Not real good.
Right.
Got him his first time up on that good curveball. Tried to sneak a fastball in his last at bat, and he had a jam shot to left for a single.
That one there, he got a good swing at. Had that good swing at that curveball, the one that he starts behind his back. You don't hit Aaron Nola's curveball very hard ever.
Ball and 2 strikes. Little dribbler up the first base line. It'll spin foul. And it remains 1-2. Bryant making his 28th start in right field. He said after he saw the starting lineup. He said, I'm sure there'll be some more moving parts and stuff like that. None of us really have a set position, which is so cool about everybody here. 1-2 pitch. Fastball just a bit outside. 2-2. Changeup. It's a pretty good battle going on right now after the walk to Rizzo.
Yeah, this is as good a right-hand battle I've seen with Nola from a right-handed hitter.
Yeah.
And a strike 3 call. That's number 11 for Nola. 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Bryant was not happy about it.
And Jorge caught this ball awkwardly.
Yeah, falling forward almost, right?
It was like he lost his balance back there. See him catching, he was still moving forward.
Oh, that'll bring Schwarber up. Schwarber has struck out twice. Struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th inning. Change up 0-1. There's the French Quarter. Sold out today. Sections 108, 109. They're getting a little burn today, too, I would think.
They are.
No, they have sunscreen on.
Yes,
from,
they do.
Our dispensers.
Yes, they do. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 94. He still has some in the tank. Milwaukee and Washington. Christian Yelich has just hit a grand slam, and it's now 9-4. Milwaukee over the Nats.
He is on fire.
He is. I mean, people talk about MVPs. I mean, he's got to be in the conversation with Carpenter, with Baez, Goldschmidt. The 0-2 pitch coming to Schwarber. And a foul ball went in and out of the glove of Alfaro. Nola's allowed 4 hits today. 3 have been solo home runs. He has 11 strikeouts. Ahead 0-2 to Schwarber. And the pitch. A curveball. He didn't bite this time. 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes.
Caught it in the air.
And he did.
That was nice of our fans to let the Cub fan have that ball. Rizzo on his jersey.
Yeah.
Might be tempted not to hold that runner on at first base. You mentioned earlier that Rizzo will steal a base, but
yeah, he sneaks one every once in a while. 6 stolen bases. And a throw over.
Take my chances with Alfaro. Kingery standing right behind second. I mean, how much more of a lead is he going to get if you play behind him?
And here's they could cover that hole on the right side.
Right.
1-2 to Schwarber. I guess it was high.
Make it happen here.
Well, they're trying to get on the same page. Schwarber keeps stepping out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Over to first. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Misplayed by Bautista. Rizzo's around third, heading for home. He's going to score. And it's now 4-0 Cubs.
Another triple for Schwarber.
That's his second one of this series, the 3rd one this year, 7th of his career. And here comes Gabe Kapler.
Boy, he snuck that just inside the first base bag. Here we're going to see it. Wow, hit the ball hard. Probably the thing that hurt us was it didn't hit the wall.
Yeah.
It rolled all the way down in the corner. Just missed the wall down the right field line.
Well, Aaron Nola's day is done. Still responsible for the runner at third. Victor Arano is going to come in for the Phils. Cubs on top 4-0 here in the top of the 6th. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, where the Phillies trail it now 4-0 to the Cubs, and the Cubs have a runner at third and 2 men down. Victor Arano takes over for Aaron Nola. Nola goes 5 2/3. And the first pitch to Contreras is a slider, and it's 0-1. right side. Florimone is up with it. And that'll wrap up the sixth inning. But the Cubs scored 2 more runs. They do so with a home run and a triple by Schwarber. Middle of the 6th inning. The Phillies still try to manage a little offense, but now down 4-0. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. John Lester has a 4-0 lead to work with as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Carlos Santana to lead things off. There is bullpen action for the Cubs. They got another lefty warming up in the pen. Joe Maddon's been using his lefties in this series. Justin Wilson, who pitched in game 1, warming up. Santana is 1 for 2. Phillies have 7 hits today. 1 hit with a runner in scoring position. That was the infield single by Alfaro. A bouncer out to shortstop. And 1 out for Cabrera. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. Guys, which 3 pitchers tied for the NL lead with 38 starts in 1980?
You said I got the 1 and Steve Carlton.
Nice going, buddy.
Steve Rogers.
Good guess. That's an excellent guess. Incorrect, though.
Bob Force.
No, but this guy was a brother of another pitcher.
Rick Russell.
Rick Russell was correct. Actually, both guys are brothers of pitchers.
Phil Necro.
Correct.
Keep dinging that ding. I like that ding.
Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack.
Can our fans out there hear the ding?
Oh, yeah. They can hear the ding. They can hear the buzz. They can hear the doorbell. So can the dogs in the area. I apologize to everybody out there that has a pooch. Somebody stopped me on the concourse today and said, that doorbell, it's driving my dog crazy.
Oh, that's fun. Take a strike. Nope.
A Tapper foul.
I say that because we need base runners. 2-0 pitch. Give that umpire a chance to miss it and call it a ball. I guess it's a little early to start thinking about getting on base by taking pitches when when you're ahead of the pitcher, but it's always something that I believed in. You get down to the 7th, 8th, and 9th, I really believe in it.
Well, particularly when you're down, in this case 4 runs. It's now 3-2 to Cabrera. That one's out to center field, not deep. Happ comes running in, he dives and he can't get it. It hit right off his nose. And Cabrera slides in safely at second. A 1-out double.
Ouch. Now, we've thrown some lawn darts out there today, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to take advantage of them. Ooh, yeah.
Watch this here. Bam.
Wake you up.
That'll wake you up. He also starts sneezing for the next 10 minutes. Murphy was right out there to pick it up. Phillies have left 6 so far. They're 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Let's start thinking about a little Michael Franco in there, making sure he's in the cage, hitting a few balls.
Yeah, the Phillies also have Bohr available. He's off the disabled list today. Cesar, of course.
Wilson Ramos.
Odubel, Dylan Cousins. The bench is pretty thick. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Kingery. Up high, 2-1.
I think if Kingery gets on, you must consider a pinch hitter.
Yes, I would agree with that. I would agree with you on that.
Maybe even if he doesn't.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Because you're going to make a pitching change.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Scotty down on strikes twice today. That's 7 strikeouts.
Not to mention Aaron Altair.
What Lester does so well, he gets you looking in. Ball off the plate.
So Aaron Altair will pinch hit. Aaron is 2 for 2 against Lester with a home run. And Jim Hickey is coming out. I mean, I'm sure they're reminding him that first base is open. You have a guy that's been down in the minor leagues, Aaron, after hitting 171 with the Phillies. Walked in with Aaron today, and he said, you know, it's been a tough year. He said he felt good, though, with Lehigh Valley the last several last several weeks. Five for 23 as a pinch hitter this year. Good numbers with runners in scoring position overall. And he takes just off the outside corner. See the numbers with runners in scoring position. Phillies are 1 for 5 in that category today. Outside again, 2-0. Aaron 244 with 2 home runs for Lehigh Valley. Oh, man.
How about that pitch? 2-0 with a 4-run lead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Here's pitch gas presented by PJ Wheelahans. Right
Could have come out in round 2, right?
Out to center field. Going back is Happ. Gets spun around. Back to the fence. Jumps and makes the catch. Well, the inning is over. Well, he did not look poetic in grabbing it, but he got the job done. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position, and a really nice recovery by Happ. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. 4 runs for the Cubs, all 4 on solo home runs. Or 3 of the 4, I should say, on solo home runs. 6 innings for Lester, 7 strikeouts. Nola goes 5 2/3, allows the 4 earned runs, 11 strikeouts. He only allowed 5 hits. And now as we go to the 7th inning, it's Arano to Happ, and a slider swung right on over the top of it. 0-1. Bautista's at third base. He moves from right field to third base. Altair stays in the game to play right. Cabrera moves from third over to second.
Got a versatile team, don't we? Everybody can play everywhere on our team.
I think that's one of the goals for a lot of teams in baseball now, is to have that versatility. It really is. One ball and 2 strikes to Happ. Two and 2. Inside 3-2. That will go foul. Tommy Listella's out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit for John Lester, who scattered 8 hits today. No runs. Didn't walk anybody. 7 strikeouts. Out to left center field. That is well hit. And Roman Quinn jumps. It's off the top of the wall. It's in play and rolling around the warning track. Haps over to third base, and that's where they'll hold him. And that'll be the 2nd triple of the day for the Cubs. That's his 2nd triple of the season. And with Estella coming up, I'm sure they're going to go get Morgan.
No wind at all in the ballpark. Got the launch angle right there. Roman Quinn just not tall enough.
It was a good effort for him.
A fantastic effort.
And they're not going to bring in Adam Morgan to face Listella. Cubs want to take a review of that to see if it went out of the yard. It didn't.
How do they not see that, though?
I don't know, actually. They just may not know the ground rules. It hit the top of the WB Mason sign, which means it's in play.
I don't know the ground rules, then why go over them before the game?
Ben, you're asking a question that I don't have an answer for.
See the little yellow line on the fence out there?
Take a look. It's got to go over the fence
See
above.
the little yellow line?
Yeah, right there.
Upper right.
Has to go over the fence above the WB Mason sign.
Has to go over the fence to the right of that sign. And left of that sign in the flowers is
Yes,
home run.
that's right.
Or the left of that post.
So Cranny's out to the mound to talk to Victor Arano. Joe.
Why you make me run all the way in here for that? Any person could see that that was not a home run. Break it up, boys.
Happ tripled. This is what he did to end the last half inning. Talking about versatility.
Yeah, he got turned around, but was able to make your precision play of the game, brought to you by GMC. Good recovery right there by Happ.
Yes, sir. I don't know if that would have gone out of the park or not, but nice play.
All right, so Haps at third, and now Gabe Kapler wants to talk to the home plate umpire, Mark Rippinger. He just asked if Tommy LaStella was introduced before Rick Kranitz went out to the mounds. I was surprised that they didn't go to get Adam Morgan. Now Doug Eddings is coming in from the first base, from his first base umpire spot. So Kapler is then heading out to the mound, and now I don't think he can make a pitching change. Okay, they said he wasn't introduced, so that means he can make the pitching change now. So LaStella was introduced after Cranny went out to the mound, so that means that they can bring it Adam Morgan to face Tommy LaStella. All right, so we got it all sorted out. We got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park. The Phillies down 4-0 with a runner at third base. Well, Albert Almora Jr. is going to be the pinch hitter for Tommy LaStella. The infield is in. Adam Morgan is in. And a first pitch breaking ball is 0-1. Morgan, a 3.98 ERA. He was very good in his last outing. Taking over for Victor Arano here with a run over at third. He and half tripled. A high chopper to shortstop. Kingery looks the runner back. And one out. And David Bodie's coming up. Bodie is struck out. He's also grounded out to first. He went sharply over to Carlos Santana's last AB. Dirt. Yeah, it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
block by Alfaro. Isn't it amazing the difference in 5 runs and 4 runs?
Absolutely.
I mean, not nowhere near as much as 4 and 3. It's just like 5.
5 feels like it's out of reach to a certain extent, doesn't
exactly.
it? 4.
This is a big run.
4 with 9 outs to go seems like it's a team.
Get a little 2. You get 2. You 3-run home run. You know, it's just.
That one drops in 2-2.
Good pitch.
Try to sneak a fastball by him. I think everybody's okay as that ball was snuck by a few shoulders and hands before it landed in that gentleman's vicinity.
Somebody has to get a little sting hand, right? You know, don't they?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to knock these things down.
Two pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw him another curveball. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Thursday, if you can't make it to Xfinity Live for football night in Philadelphia, get ready for the Eagles-Falcons with us. Starting at 5, it's Philly Sports Talk, followed by a special edition of Quick Slants. And then the best football analysts in town take you up to kickoff on Eagles pregame live. Daniel Murphy is the hitter. He's 1 for 3. One ball and no strikes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bouncing ball out to second base. Boy, this is a heck of a job by Adam Morgan.
Unbelievable.
Runner at third and nobody out, and he gets the next 3 hitters. Some life for the Phils as we go to the bottom of the 7th. We stretch. They're down 4-0. refreshing finish. Well, we had hoped to talk about Aaron at this point in the game, but it's John Lester who has the upper hand right now. Even though he scattered 8 hits, he did strike out 7. Didn't walk anybody, guys, and I think that was a huge deal for him today. And he is the pitcher of record right now on the winning side. 6 innings, 8 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts. He'll give way to his bullpen as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, Lester being Lester, you know, he pitched a good ball game. He's been pitching well over the last, what, 3 starts?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a rough patch after the All-Star break. And then found it a little bit.
Use a fastball on the outside corner.
Almora stays in the ball game to play center field. Pat goes to right field. Bryant goes to third base. Bodie's at second base. I guess what Brian said was pretty true about the moving around.
Where you want to play this inning? I'll go to center field. All right, I'll go to second.
Baez stays at short. All right, so it's Alfaro, and then Franco's out of the on-deck circle to pinch hit. There's Michael. Alfaro is 1 for 2 in today's ball game.
What a job by Adam Morgan. I know we had to go to break, but
it was huge.
Excellent job.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
So Wilson threw the other night, a lot of fastballs. Then mix in a few, and I say just a few sliders. But he likes his fastball.
Off the hands, out towards second. Bodie has it. And 1 out. Franco's coming up. Time for the Major League Notebook. Murph, what do you have?
Thank you, Tom. Brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College, and Angels rookie Shohei Ohtani will make his return to the mound tonight for the first time in almost 3 months. He had, of course, that grade 2 strain of his UCL ligament in his elbow. He came back on July 3rd and has been being used as a DH exclusively, but he goes back onto the mound and he resumes his dual role for the Angels tonight against Houston. And Aaron Boone, the skipper of the Yankees, has learned that he has a 1-game suspension coming his way after the argument that he had with the umpire Nick Lentz. He said, you might remember that he got down in the catcher stance and was showing Lentz how poorly he was calling the game, balls and strikes. He said that's not why he got suspended when he was arguing with him. His cap tipped Lentz's cap, the contact, the immediate 1-game suspension, so he will sit out the Yankees next game, guys.
I don't know. It's got to be a combination. It is immediate 1 game. It's right. That's right. If he does go cap to cap or bump him, but I would think
very fragile, those umpires.
Well,
you can't touch them.
But I would think that going down in a catcher's position to try to show that he's not doing a good job calling balls and strikes, well, that might do a little bit of it too.
I thought that was very instructive of him.
It was very instructive.
I'm a visual learner, so.
1 ball and 1 strike to Franco. Franco on the year hitting .268, 22 home runs, 66 runs batted in. Inside and low. Two balls and 2 strikes. Carl Edwards is the right-hander up top, warming for the Cubs. Garcia, the righty for the Phillies. They're at the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-0 Cubs lead. Two and 2. Threw a 95-mile-an-hour fastball down to the zone. And there are 2 outs here in the 7th. And back to the top of the order for Roman Quinn. Well, adjustable snapback trucker-style caps designed by Reese Hoskins are now available at the Majestic Clubhouse store. They feature the Phillies retro P filled in with the U.S. flag along with Reese's number 17 on the side. Available in red, gray, and royal blue. Together exclusively at the Majestic Clubhouse store. Open daily 10 a.m. until 6 or by calling 877-GO-PHILS. Now, $1 or a portion of the proceeds for the sale of those hats go to MDA, Muscular Dystrophy Association, a charity that Reese does an awful lot of work with, he and his fiancee Jamie. And again, he designed the hats, the blue one in particular. That's the blue, like the Phillies helmet there. And then there's a gray one. It's a beautiful gray one, and then a red one as well.
Ben's going to love those because they're truckers' hats.
That's right.
The gray one's sitting on my desk in there.
You should have 3 or 4 of those sitting on your dashboard.
A foul tip. Quinn is down in strikes. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils here in the 7th inning. There's the hat right there. We got an early one. That's a beauty right there. That's the blue one that Reese designed. We'll go to the 8th. 4-0 Cubs. Luis Garcia will begin the top of the 8th inning with the Phillies down 4-0, trying to keep this at a 4-run game. Phillies began play today, 3 games out in the National League East. Meanwhile, the Cubs 4.5 games up in the National League Central. Garcia 2-1, an ERA of 3.83. Cubs are ahead of the Cardinals by 4.5. Milwaukee, which is beating up on Washington 9-4. 5 games back. Milwaukee's probably kicking themselves after last night. They blew a lead late after a rain delay. One ball and 1 strike. It's a little short. 2-1. Baez homered his last time up. One of 3 solo home runs for the Cubs today. Right field.
30 and 100. Magic numbers.
Yeah, it's a pretty special year.
Well, no matter who you are, if you're Mike Trout, if you're Paul Goldschmidt, Rhys Hoskins, if you reach those numbers, you had a pretty darn good year.
Well, and look at the youth that they have. And Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez, all in their early careers, have done that, have accomplished that. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Baez, will be followed by Rizzo. That one's whacked to third. That's a fair ball down the third base line. It kicks off the half wall, and Baez is going to get to second base. He's thinking about third. He's going to go to third. The throw is offline.
All right, now there's a case that he just barely made it, but it was a bad play, right? We've seen
if we go back to the Roman Quinn play in the first inning.
If Rhys throws him out, it's a bad play. Now, don't get me wrong. He can run, but he did break down just enough coming around second when he made his decision to keep going. Right here, he's just going, all right, I'm going to go.
That ball really kicked off the half wall.
Yeah, I've never seen a ball kick off that far. But you can take those risks when you're up 4-0.
Yeah.
Well, for the second straight inning, the Cubs with a runner at third, they have another triple, yet another triple. 3 in the game. And Rizzo takes a strike, 0-1.
I think Baez is one of those players you'd love to have on your team, but you hate him when you're playing against him.
I would agree with that.
He got just enough of a cocky streak, you know.
Oh, he believes in himself, that's for sure.
Which you have to have to be a great player.
Absolutely.
Let's call it flair.
Every team has that one guy. I mean, they do. Some are more talented than others.
Well, Acuna Jr., would that be a young kid with flair?
Yeah.
Outside. Ball is pulled into the hole on the right side, an RBI single that'll score Baez, and now it's 5-0. Well, Rizzo having himself a darn good day. He has a homer and now an RBI single.
And on base all 4 times.
Yeah, and the top 3 hitters in the lineup have scored the 5 runs. Chris Bryant 1 for 3. A couple strikeouts.
Rizzo didn't try to put that ball in the air either, even though the infield was in. He just tried to punch it right through the infield, which is what he did. Now, last night in the game, or maybe early in today's game, he had a man on third, similar situation, and he tried to put it through the infield, hit it right at second base. So you're going to give up some by doing that, but you're going to take the pop up and the fly ball. You know what I mean? You're going to take the strikeout, and the pop up out of play.
That's what the Cubs did today. Joe Maddon's team is trying to take 2 of 3 for the Phils and continue what's been a hot run.
Really good crowds last night and today. Just not a whole lot to cheer about.
No. Offense has been stymied in this series, even with the win the other night. And it's 3-1.
Just 3 runs. 2 the first night, 1 last night, and none today.
Yeah, 3 runs in 26 innings. Foul back 3-2.
Well, we knew they'd have their hands full with the 2 lefties going in this series. Phillies have struggled facing left-handed pitchers this year.
It's funny when you look at our lineup, we shouldn't. Right? With Nick Williams, Odubel Herrera.
Yeah, but Nick's hung in there against lefties, I think, this year. And that's ball 4. Well, not a particularly sharp day for Luis Garcia. Kyle Schwarber coming up. His second triple of the series occurred in his last at bat. Our T-Mobile built for baseball. Right past Carlos Santana.
Schwarber already had 2 Ks in the game. 2 strikes right there. Looking at his 3rd K, and he shot one just over the first base bag for one of the triples in today's game. I've never seen a park this small give up so many triples.
Yeah, really.
Of course, then again, they're fly balls that hit on the right part of those walls and kick all over the place.
The outside corner, 1-1.
Joe Madden, there's not a lot to do but just sit back and watch.
He's basically putting the same combination of pitchers in there tonight out of the bullpen that he did the other day, with Wilson first, and it looks like De La Rosa next. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Yaxel Rios warming up in the bullpen. Well, the shame of this homestand, and it's not over yet, but that the Phillies have been playing so well at home, but not so much on this homestand against the Nationals and now the Cubs. They have fed off the energy in the ballpark. Little dribbler to third. Bautista has a play at first. And no, he didn't get him. Schwarber able to beat it out. Thought he had just gotten him, and he might have. He'll go to replay.
What is he pointing at first base? That
I think
Santana pulled his foot too early?
No, he's out.
Yeah, he got him. All right, let's go get the cameras out. Headphones. Here we go.
All right, so they'll take a peek at it. Should be 1 out, runners at second and third.
I thought that was a good play by Bautista, too.
Yeah.
I mean, for an outfielder coming in to play third base, that was pretty smooth. Threw a strike to first base, caught the ball clean.
Can't take any more than 10 seconds.
Well, Joe's going to make the decision. He'll give us the decision that's made by New York. And it should be the first out of this inning. Fans are seeing it for the first time and they're reacting. You can see the throw beat Schwarber. Take another peek at it. Why it's taken this long, not sure. There we go. And he is out. Schwarber knew it. So the ruling on the field is overturned. They'll be second and third with one man down. And Contreras. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. So the infield is in for Contreras, who is 0 for 3, a couple ground outs and a strikeout. Happ is on deck. In the dirt, nice block by Alfaro, 1-0. One ball, one strike.
It's amazing. Cubs have really got a bunch of good young hitters.
Yes, they do.
You know,
they've drafted well. They've traded well. I mean, picking up Rizzo in the trade was huge. Drafting Bryant, drafting Schwarber, Happ,
Baez,
Javier Baez out of Puerto Rico. Yep. One pitch.
Still have Zobrist available.
Yep.
Addison Russell.
Yeah, Zobrist has been since they picked him up as a free agent. A good pickup on so many levels. Russell, they got in the trade with the A's. Although he's been hurt a lot for them recently. And now the 3-1 pitch coming. Fouled away, 3-2.
When you watch their hitting styles, I mean, these guys, it just seems like they're geared for straightaway, and man, I don't know how to say it, but these guys attack the ball.
They do.
You know, I mean, there's nobody pulling off the ball except maybe Baez, but they can cover the plate.
The ball gets away from Alfaro. The runners don't advance, and the bases are loaded. Yeah, Jorge got back there quickly. So bases are loaded for Happ. He's looking to see if anybody's going to come out. They have another right-hander warming up the bullpen in Yaxel Rios.
A lot of pitches for Luis.
Yep, 26 pitches in this inning. Swing and a miss. 0-1, 99. Man, he's got some gas today.
He does.
His location's been off, though. He has 14 balls to 13 strikes. And that's what's hurt him. Alfaro was a little upset about that call. One ball and one strike. Yeah, he just said something to home plate umpire. You can see by his turn of his head. And a line drive base hit into left field. That's going to score at least 2. Contreras to third. He'll be held there. It's going to go down as a double for Happ. It's his second hit of the day.
He started his day off with a couple strikeouts.
Yes, sir.
Goes triple-double.
All right, well, that's going to be it for Luis Garcia. Ball just jumped off his bat.
Yeah, it's just timing right there. He used the speed of Luis Garcia to pepper that ball through the left side.
Yaxel Rios is coming on to try to get the last couple outs here in the 8th inning. Well, back here at Citizens Bank Park, 3 runs are in for the Cubs. It's a 7-0 Chicago lead here in the top of the 8th inning, and it's Yaxel Rios back from the minor leagues who's in charge of trying to get this inning over with. Infield is in, fly ball to right field. Voltaire is under it, tagging from third is Contreras. Voltaire's throw goes toward the infield, cut off by Santana, throws to third, and everybody is safe. A run is in on a sac fly. It's 8-0. And David Bodie is due up. Outside and low, 1-0. Bouncer back toward the middle. And Cabrera's up with it. And the inning finally does come to a close. 8 men come to the plate in the inning. And the Cubs score 4 more runs. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 8-0 Chicago on top. Now for our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Now this really set the tone for the Phils offensively. Roman Quinn being over-aggressive to start the bottom of the first inning, trying to get to third, and Schwarber, he wanted nothing to do with it.
And he sees a little bobble there, does Roman Quinn, by Schwarber. But Schwarber with an amazing, I mean amazing, one-hop strike to Bodie at third base. He applies the tag. First out of the inning, first out of the game for the Phils. That was your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Yeah, so it's the most outfield assists for a Cubs outfielder since 2012, when Alfonso Soriano had 12. He has 11 now. And the tone was set then. Phil's got a couple more hits in the inning, would have scored, but that first out at third to start the bottom of the first did not get the Phils off on the right foot. So now here's Jorge De La Rosa in his 50th game. He's pitched very well with the Cubs since coming over from the Diamondbacks. Baez moves to second base. Bodie moves back to third. Addison Russell's in at short, and Bryant's now in left, in case you're wondering. There's Baez, although he's on the left side, he's playing second base. There's Russell, he's playing short. There's Bodie, he's back to third. And there's Bryant, he's in left.
Chris Bryant's in left now.
Yes.
You guys are having some fun out there.
Gotta be on your toes, Michael.
And there's Joe Madden with the white goatee.
2-2 as a fastball rides outside. Two balls and two strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Lay off that pitch. That's a tough one to lay off of right there.
That was a
down
good take.
8-0. You don't expect that kind of pitch. You expect to be challenged when the other team is ahead 8-0. Not in today's game.
5-ball foul. Bouncing ball foul past Dusty Wathan. It remains 3-2. It's our friend Kimberly. She was with us when we did the broadcast from the stands down the left field line.
She just said stop.
Yeah. Got to have some authority there,
That's
Ben.
right.
It's not easy to decide who gets that foul ball. That one's fouled back toward the Hall of Fame club.
Watch out down below.
There's Kim. Swing and a miss. So one out here in the 8th inning. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Bautista is 1 for 3. A bouncer foul. Two.
Bautista was trying to hit the old 8-run homer there.
He's always going at the ball that hard, though, right?
He singled his first time up, hit a scorcher to center field. It's one of the hardest hit balls of the day for the Phillies, the line drive to center. It's caught, though. Now it's 1-2. And a Tapper foul.
It had some bite on it, that pitch.
I think it is interesting sometimes when you watch guys that go from one team to another. And I guess it's a psychological thing. They think, all right, I'm cleaning the slate.
Yeah.
And the Cubs have that with Cole. I mean, Cole struggled with Texas. This is a different team. It's a better team than the Rangers that's playing behind him. A little different ballpark, too. And Cole has been unbelievable with the Cubs. I don't think you can say the same thing about Murphy, because Murphy was getting himself back into shape and you figured would hit with the Nationals. But if they win today, they're 10-1 since they picked him up. And he's had a huge impact. But De La Rosa's one of those guys. He was struggling for a good part of the year with Arizona. Popped up left side of the infield. Addison Russell says he has it. And puts it away for the second out. And that'll bring Carlos Santana to the plate. Curveball, and it's low, 1-0. So the Phillies will hit the road after today's game, and they will head to Miami for 3 and then New York for 3 after an off day on Thursday. Now, on the flip side, if you look at Atlanta's schedule, they go out west after they play the Red Sox this week at home. They play the Diamondbacks and the Giants out west. So they do not have an easy road.
No. Nope. That's for sure.
So if you can,
they're going to lose half those games.
Well, and if Pittsburgh wins tonight, you're still only 3 out. Popped up again. This one on the right side. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. Cubs bullpen has retired the 6 batters they have faced. We will go to the 9th. We start the top of the 9th inning. Addison Russell will face Yaxel Rios. Russell, team on the play, shortstop. In the last half inning. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Addison Russell for the year, 258, 5 homers, 37 runs batted in. Hmm. 2-1. Fouled away. Got into an awaiting sweep. Think everybody's okay. We got a souvenir. Nice.
Gentleman right down below us here. I'm looking out in the stands. Got a scorebook just like yours. Looking right over home plate.
Cubs fan.
Must be a real baseball fan.
Yeah,
right
he's
there.
got the Bob Carpenter scorebook. Bob is the broadcaster for the Nationals, and he sells his scorebook online, and many announcers use it around baseball, and some, obviously, some fans use it too. That ball sounded like it was well hit. Altair, though, will run it down. One thing about Aaron Altair, he may have had a tough year offensively, but he can go get it out in the outfield. I mean, that was a pretty smooth jump on Aaron's part.
That ball was scorched.
It was. The initial jump I mean, right away he knows where that ball is going to land.
Well, here's Javier Baez. This will be our last time seeing Baez, thankfully. Hopefully we'll see him in the postseason. And where will he wind up as far as the MVP vote goes? He's going to be in the mix. There's no question about it. I'm going to forget some names, but it's going to be Carpenter. It's going to be Arenado. It's going to be Baez. It's going to be Goldschmidt. It's going to be Yelich. Yelich is swinging his way into the MVP talk.
Aaron Nola.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think
maybe top 10.
I think Aaron is definitely going to be considered for pitcher because of what he's meant to the Phillies. Today aside, well, you have to include today, I guess. But he's pitched so well, and he's been such a big lift for this Phillies team that began the day just 3 games out in the National League East.
Ball was 97, getting it up there. Interesting pitch right here, 2-0.
3 balls, no strikes. Right now, St. Louis and Milwaukee are atop the wild card. I do think that plays into it, you know, what your standing is in the division. Baez, Goldschmidt, obviously Yelich, Carpenter, all those guys have teams playing for the postseason.
Freddie Freeman, did you mention him?
I didn't mention Freddie Freeman, but you know, I think that's a good thought on your part, Michael. I do think that he's fallen a little bit in that category, but I think he's going to, like you said, finish in the top 10.
Markakis was. There was some
Markakis
talk about
has
him
really
too.
struggled recently. Went into last night, I think 10 for his last 60 or something like that. Freeman leads in hits, and a strike 3 called. Baez down looking, but yeah, I do think Freddie Freeman has to be in that conversation, if only because of what the Braves have done this year.
Baez, not sure if his heart was in that at bat. Went from 3-0 to.
I think that's a good way.
Good morning,
of putting
good
it.
afternoon, good night.
Good way of putting it, Michael. I don't know if his heart was in that at bat.
Sort of like, how can he throw me a strike 3-0? How can he throw me a strike 3-1? How can he throw me a strike?
Well, here is Victor Caratini pinch hitting for Rizzo here in the top of the 9th inning. And that is a foul ball. Phillies will be off to Miami, where they'll have Vince Velasquez starting tomorrow against Jose Urena. And Vince trying to get himself back on track. Phillies 2 games under 500 against the East. They got a chance, a prime chance, to have a good road trip against 2 teams that no doubt in the division are inferior than they are record wise, but one team, the Mets, that they've had a whole lot of trouble with.
Yeah, I was just going to say they've had their issues with those Mets.
Mets have been, I mean, with the exception of DeGrom, their starting pitching's been pretty darn good. Obviously, DeGrom is. I should have said other than DeGrom.
I was going to say what? What is he
I thought you were
wrong?
trying.
Other than DeGrom.
No, I swear you were just doing that to see if we were listening. I'm hanging on your every word there.
I said you were an investigative reporter. I didn't know that we were going to go that deep into it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And upstairs, 3-2.
He's living right around. I'm not a big speed guy. He's going hard. 97, 98, 99, 96, 97.
Fouls it back. Cubs today picked up 3 triples. Schwarber picked up his second one of this series. Ian Happ had a triple. So did Baez. It's the first time since 2002 that the Cubs have had 3 triples in the game. Darren Lewis, that what you would expect. Corey Patterson, you would expect that. And Fred McGriff.
Crowd dog.
Yeah.
Well, I don't suppose there's a lot of triples in Wrigley Field.
Well, you owned it as a visiting player. Did you have a lot of triples?
Well, they usually are home runs. That balls that you think might be triples go over the fence. You got to hit the wall out there, and it's got to carry them somewhere.
Yeah.
Strange stuff's got to happen.
Mike, you know about the tight quarters there, the clubhouse and dugout. Now, you should see the changes they made.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
It's incredible.
Fly ball left center field. It's not deep. Rhys Hoskins and Roman Quinn. And it's Hoskins who makes the call on the catch. And that'll wrap up the 9th inning for the Cubs. They go down in order. We will move on to the bottom of the 9th inning. Phillies down 8-0.
Miami versus the Marlins, and there you see the pitching matchups. The first pitch, 1 o'clock tomorrow, and Vince Velasquez and Jose Urena will get the ball for the Phillies and the Marlins, and Jake Arrieta and Trevor Richards on Tuesday. That game at 7 o'clock, and then on Wednesday, Nick Pivetta and Sandy Alcantara will be the pitchers for the Phillies. But guys, you know, I'll say it, this one's not over yet.
Well, Murph, I like your optimism, and I hope you're right. I hope it's the greatest comeback in the history of the Phils. Well, it wouldn't be, but it would be for this year. It would be. Dylan Cousins is about to lead it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
That Dylan Cousins is a big old guy, isn't he? Wow, big boy. Just solid. Whew.
He's a large human.
And he will face Brandon Kinsler. First pitch fouled back by Cousins. And it's no balls and 1 strike. The shift is on with Bodie, the third baseman, on the right side. Addison Russell stays on the left side. Terrence Gore is in playing left field for the Cubs. 0-2 to Cousins. There is the very fast Terrence Gore. The man can fly.
Flat out.
Pinch hit, pinch run, excuse me, extraordinaire. Upstairs, 1-2.
It's funny, that looked like the hardest pitch of the game, and it was 91 miles an hour. Didn't it?
It did look like it was pretty hard. It looked like it was harder than 91.
Sounded good.
Sounded good. Swing and a miss. Coming up after the ball game, it's Phillies postgame live. It's presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Danny Pumels, Ricky Battalico are standing by. A couple of things they're going to talk about. John Lester handling the Phils with 6 shutout innings. Aaron Nola getting hurt by the long ball here this afternoon. Not a whole lot of offense for the Phillies overall. In fact, the Phillies' last hit was in the 6th. It was a double by Cabrera. Kingery is 1 for 3. Couple strikeouts looking, a single. He takes a fastball right down the chute, and it's 0-1. Pirates and the Braves are underway down in Atlanta. Oh, and 2.
Old number 20 on the mound's got some funky windup, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He was with the Nationals. He was one of the first guys to get traded. Things didn't go well for him when he left. He was accused of saying some things as he was leaving the clubhouse about how bad it is there. Denied it. 1-2 to Kinsler. Or to Kingery, I should say, from Kinsler. And that one served into right field.
There we go.
Kingery with a base hit. That's the way. Don't give away at bats. So he's aboard with 1 out. Now bring Altera up.
Second hit today for Scotty, 2 for 4.
That boy's got a big job nowadays. They should have 2. Should have an assistant bat boy. One to run out and get the gloves and give him the sliding glove, right? And one to get the bat. He used to have one to give balls to the umpire too.
There's Tim.
Great kid.
Yeah, he is.
Great kid.
Bouncing ball foul. 0-2 off the facing of the camera well. Charlie didn't blink. Andy didn't blink. Andy's blinking now. Andy always plays along. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And here's Jorge Alfaro.
A long day for Georgie back behind the plate. I can't imagine his legs feeling too good at this juncture.
Three runs in 27 innings for the Phillies in this series. This is the 28th. I should say 27 2/3. Fouled away.
Okay, now so when we look back at the things we thought, remember Murph started off that discussion about things we thought the Phillies needed to do. Well, we've had the series now. Ben, yours was tighten up the defense.
That was Tom's.
Oh, that was Tom.
Yeah. Mine was 4 starters not named Nola to start to pitch a little better. Looks like we saw back early in the season.
Mine was consistent lineups and get the offense going and Tighten up the at-bats. Concentration, all of that. See, when we go on the road, we are going to have to score runs.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's not, that's an obvious thing to
Yeah,
say.
and it's easier said than done, but you're right, Mike. You are. I think that's one of the things that's really stood out is the lack of offense since the not since the All-Star break, because the first 3 weeks after the All-Star break, they were leading the league in home runs.
We score 4-point-something runs per game. We're, let me say,
For records,
10 from the bottom in terms of runs per game scored.
Yeah, well,
in Major League Baseball.
Yep. 2-1 pitch to Alfaro. 2-2.
And I will say we are also last in runs scored per game of the teams in contention for postseason. In other words, there's nobody behind the Phillies in contention for postseason.
Right.
I guarantee if you put four runs on the board, 5 runs on the board somewhere in every game we play on the road, you'll win
a good amount of them.
Well, how many do we have?
Well, we've got these 6 coming up.
6.
And then we've got.
You'll win 4 of the 6 if you score four runs a game.
So the Phillies have 14 road games left. And that one just missed.
Jorge getting him some in this at bat. Got to knock up the middle already today.
Cubs fans are still here and standing behind the third base dugout. The 3-2 pitch is Kingery will be off and running. Popped up foul and out of play. And we'll do it again.
See, now this is a big league at bat right here. I think, I tell you, I'm not going to give up on him. I think he's going to be a great hitter for the Phillies as years come. In the years coming.
Oh, they're so athletic. So athletic.
So strong. Just needs for something to click in terms of that swing. You know, he attacks the ball a lot like Batista.
3-2 again. And the pitch with Kinsler. And that's a line drive base hit to right field. Kingery.
Look at him run. Look at him
on
run.
his way to third. He's being waved home by Dusty as the ball is kicked around. It's an RBI double. It's 8-1.
That's a good at bat when you're losing 8-0, 2 outs in the 9th inning.
Excellent at bat. But I agree with you, Michael. I think that once he realized he just doesn't have to go at it so hard because he is so strong.
He's got a gift. Got a gift from God, and that's those big arms and that big body and the strength and quickness he has and the ability to stay in the ball, go straight away. When you're that strong, you don't have to swing hard. You only have to swing quick. Big difference in swinging long and hard and swinging quick.
The truth.
Eight pitch at bat, and now Williams. And Williams chops it sharply to second. Baez gets his bearings, and the ball game is over. The Cubs win 2 of 3 for the Phillies. The Phillies go 2-4 on this homestand. And now they will sit and watch what happens between the Pirates and the Braves. But right now, they are 3.5 games out in the National League East with an 8-1 loss to the Cubs. Anthony Rizzo is our Chevrolet player of the game. A home run, a single, 2 walks, 2 RBIs, and 3 runs scored in today's ball game. W.B. Mason deliveries of the game, 3 triples today. First time since 2002 the Cubs have had 3 triples, Ben, in a ball game.
Schwarber tucks this one inside the first base bag here for an RBI. Then Happ off the top left center field fence. He was actually thinking about inside the Parker. He scampers into third, and then Baez off the half ball. We've really never seen a ball jut out as far as this one did. Rhys Hoskins does everything he can to make the play. But there are your W.B. Mason deliveries of the game.
So the Cubs win it. They take 2 of 3 for the Phils. They take this one 8-1. We'll be back to Philadelphia to wrap it up right after this.